do to her this time?
A couple of flak holes, nothing much.
Boy, was that a rough one.
You see Ackerman go down? Take a look at number 2 engine, would you, Mac? It's over speed.
Sure. Did you hit the target?
Too much cloud. Had to go for the secondary.
Even then, we had to bomb half blind.
Hey, God, I don't hold you till we get back.
I got him, Mario. Tell you? Look, I had him right there, my
Yeah,
sister.
sure.
Come on, let's move it. We got debriefing.
See you, Mac.
Hiya, Rosie! Hey, ain't you looking something tonight, Skip? I always have to look twice to make sure it ain't Hetty Lamar. Got any whiskey yet?
Not till next month.
Ah, come on, Rosie. We might not be here next month.
There's none till the next supply comes in.
Well, what have you got?
Apricot brandy, an eggnog.
4 beers.
Hi.
Hello. Do you want something?
You're darn right I do. My skipper's getting it for me. I just thought I'd say hello. Did you ask your father?
What?
If he'd let you off for the movies tonight?
Well, yes, he said I could.
Oh, that's great. When do you get off?
My friend's picking me up at 8.
You're coming with me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've made other arrangements.
We had a date.
But I didn't know.
Sure, you were coming with me.
You asked me if I was going. Now, you didn't say you wanted to take me.
Yeah. Well, what's up?
Did you get cut out?
Yeah. Dame's for you, Chuck.
Here we are, Captain.
Thank you, Rose. Well, to Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
I sure hope he pulls through.
Keep an eye on him, man. The next 24 hours are critical. But with luck, in a few days, he'll be able to be moved to one of his own Air Force hospitals.
Mr. Blair, how about it? Can Rosie come to the movies tonight?
Well, I'm letting her sister off. There'll be nobody else to help me.
Hello, Dad.
Well, if all that lot are going, I might as well let you go, I suppose.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Blair. Just give me the nod when you're ready, Rosie.
Oh, I'm spoken for.
Mario, come on over here, have another drink.
Hey, Skip. Hey, Harvey. Same again then, Charlie?
No thanks, Jack. I'll look in again later. When the smell's cleared.
Take it easy, Mario.
It's not worth it.
Why, you heard what this creep said.
Was he talking about us?
Yeah.
Lousy limeys! We come over here to fight the war for them. You think they'd be grateful?
It's not how it is, Mario.
No? Or you tell me where they'd be without us.
They'd be exactly...
Knock it off! Understand? Do you?
Yeah. Sure.
Sure, Skip.
What's the matter with him? Ooh, dames. Get you every time.
I'm sorry about Captain Mason. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah, the miracle was he made it back at all. Sergeant Coogan?
I doubt if he'd be ready to fly for quite a long time. If ever.
As bad as that.
He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, I guess.
Your boys are having a bad time.
Hey, we're right on the ball. We're showing the Luftwaffe just... No point trying to kid you.
I should mind my own business.
Sure, we've had a mauling. Regular baptism of fire. Put up a load of kids to face German pilots who've had 3 years combat experience against the RAF. A lot of catching up to do.
I'm sure you'll do it.
Are you on duty all evening?
No, as soon as I've finished here, I'll be off.
Would you, like to have a drink or something?
It's very kind of you, Major, but I'm expected home. My daughter's leaving for Cambridge tomorrow.
Oh, yes, of course. How is she?
Fine.
I was really sorry about...
Yes.
I don't know what you call it.
Anyway, she's over it.
I didn't encourage it, you know.
I know.
No chance of seeing Coogan, I suppose, before I go?
I'd rather you didn't.
Thank the doctor. Good night.
Good night, Major.
No, 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 don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me till I come marching home.
So I say to her, who's that at the door? And she says, don't worry, it's just the milkman. I say, if it's the milkman, how come he's got a key? So quick as a flash, I'm out the window, but the fire escape's blocked. And her husband's coming through the door, and let me tell you, this guy, honest to God, built like primo carnera.
So what did you do?
Grabbed a rag from the clothesline, started cleaning the windows. Finishes up, he gives me 2 bits for the job.
Hey, Rosie, 5 more, please.
Not for me, Skip. I'm going to the movies.
Yeah, well, enjoy yourself. Rosie, make that 4, would you?
I'll be with you in a sec.
Thanks.
Hey, Mario? We still going?
Maybe.
How about you, Chuck?
Why not?
I'm not going anywhere till I see the jerk who's cutting me out with Rosie. Man, look what the cat dragged in. Hiya, Stutzy.
What'd you call me?
Stutzy Tootsie, that's your name, ain't it?
Better watch your lip, Tone.
Can't you take a joke?
And you too, Fatso.
You looking for something?
What if I was?
You want to be very careful, Stutzy.
Or what? Or what?
They were trying to round me, Skip.
Seems to me they've done a pretty good job, Sergeant.
Looks like it. It's like your boys, full of pepper.
Here we are. I'll be with you in a minute, Jaime. I just put a comb through my hair.
Sure.
Honey, Stutz, I don't believe it.
Thank you.
You cut along too, Barry.
Are you sure, Dad?
I'll manage. Been a bit hard on that young man, weren't you?
Doing good.
Sitting with me.
Yes. You must try and sleep.
What's your name?
Please, Sergeant.
Mine's Danny.
I know.
Danny Coogan.
Please. Sister hears you, I'll get into trouble.
I can't have that. What's your name?
Nurse Weston. Anne.
Anne? It's nice.
Hello.
Did he stand you up?
Who?
The guy you were coming with?
I wasn't coming with anyone. Just Mary. My friend. Hello.
Can I come in with you?
Oh, Thank you, darling. Thanks.
You're really tired, aren't you?
We're working on half the staff we need.
It's not the hospital, it's some committee meeting or other.
Well, everybody's needed these days.
That's what I keep telling you.
Yes. Well, the best thing you can do is to go back to university and finish your degree.
Yes.
And then if the war's still on, which, heaven forbid, we'll do something about finding the right kind of work for you.
Everybody seems to be doing something to help these days. The whole country. Who'd ever have thought of Market Weatherby as a bomber base?
Yes. Major Kiley was at the hospital this evening.
Yes?
Oh. He seems very devoted to his men.
Is that so surprising?
No. No, I suppose not.
If you're saying, am I still pining for him, the answer's no. I must have embarrassed you all horribly. I've been reading too much romantic poetry. Knights of the Round Table and Young Lochinvar.
I hardly see Major Kiley as young Lochinvar.
A couple more, please. How about you, Mac?
Mighty kind, Red.
Make that 3, would you, Jack? Right. Did you fix that prop for me?
It's a hydraulic mechanism in the hub. The oil wasn't getting through.
Did you fix it?
My boys are working on it. You want to ride back, Captain?
No, thanks, Mac. I got a call to make. How about you two?
No thanks, Skip. Any more be coming out of my ears.
Take it out.
Oh, right. We're just right.
Hey. I thought you were supposed to be the guy around here who lands all the dames, hmm? So where are they?
Good question.
Yeah.
I should have thought.
What?
We should have gone to the movies. What's the name of that doll that works there?
Letty.
Letty, yeah. I should have fixed something up.
Like what?
Picking her up after the show, dummy.
Oh, hey, both of us.
Time you found your own dames. I think I might just go over there for when they come out.
Well, too late.
Huh?
Rosie, nice film.
Hey.
Hey, what do you know? So that's why Harvey went to the movies.
What's Letty doing here?
She came with us, Dad, with her fella.
Well, you know she's underage. She can't be served.
Oh, but Dad,
But you just tell her to leave, all right?
Spend your life ironing, woman. Can't I ever get a bit of peace?
I'm in the shop all day. Is it any time I have?
Put Letty onto it.
She's hopeless. Half an hour to iron one shirt.
You spoil that girl. Where is she, anyway? Is that right?
Well, it's not late. After all, it is Saturday night.
What difference does that make?
She'll be with her friends.
Where?
Somewhere.
In that cafe where the Yanks go? Did she tell you she was going?
She said she might pop in.
I will not have her messing about with those Yanks. They're not fit company for her.
She's only young.
Exactly.
Young people have to have a bit of fun. There's precious little around nowadays. Anyway, lots of nice English boys go there too, including Peter. He'll take care of her.
Work my fingers to the bone to make him a decent home, and all he's interested in is jazz bands. And all she can think about is dressing up and acting like a tart.
Albert, Letty's not like that.
Only 'cause I keep my eye on her. It's in her. And we know where she gets it from, don't we?
going with somebody else. You meant for me to think it was another guy, didn't you?
Did I?
You know you did. What I mean is it because I didn't ask you the right way? I mean, you really did want to go with me, didn't you?
I just didn't want you to take me for granted.
I'd never do that.
I didn't want you to be too sure of yourself.
What's that? Who's there? Who is it?
It's me, Peter.
Oh. Hello? Hi. You get on in, kid. Huh?
Better not let Dad catch you.
Going together.
Hey, baby.
I have to go in, Harvey, honest. Wait for me, Peter, will you? I'll only be a minute. Please?
Letty, quick!
What's this? What's going on? Who was that?
I don't know.
Don't know.
I was just coming home and he stepped out and grabbed me.
What? Where were you?
I just got here, Dad.
Get inside. Both of you.
But what happened?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Who was it?
I don't know, Mum.
Now listen, my girl. I want to know what was going on out there. Everything. Everything, mind?
I was just coming home.
Alone.
Yes, Dad. Well, Peter was somewhere behind me.
Yes?
I was just coming along the path when this fella came up.
It was one of them. I saw his uniform.
Well, he just caught me and tried to kiss me.
Was that all?
Yes. But then Dad came out with his torch and he ran off.
Well, thank heavens it was nothing worse.
Nothing worse? Nothing worse? Our own daughter poured about at the back door?
Well, there was no real harm done, Albert.
And what if Peter hadn't arrived? What if I hadn't gone out?
Dad, he didn't really... He didn't hurt me or anything.
You don't know what you're talking about. I've said it all along. They're animals, those people. All of them. Animals.
Skip. Hey, Danny. I didn't think they'd let anyone in.
I had to sneak past the old guy at the door.
I'm okay.
Yeah, they're treating you good.
Well, couldn't be better.
Guy's been asking for you.
I'm sorry I let you down, Skip.
What's that?
You shot up at all.
What are you talking about? You're the only thing we got to be proud of, kid. And after doing a Messerschmitt, that's something for the books.
They've been confirmed?
Not yet, but they will be. Or someone's gonna get a visit from the whole 525 bomb group.
Who are you?
Okay, honey.
It's the skipper.
Well, I don't know how...
Look, I'm sorry, you'll just have to leave.
Just a couple of minutes.
Now, I can't allow this.
Okay. Okay, sure. Keep in there pitching, kid.
Please.
I'll come quietly. Hey, Coop. I'll get you those kills.
And as for you, Sergeant...
What time was this?
After midnight.
Did you recognize the man, Letty? I mean, did he say anything?
No, Mum.
He was laughing. She said he was laughing.
When he caught hold of you?
Yes.
Or was he drunk, do you think?
I'm sure he was, Mum. He smelt of it.
I said it all along. You remember I said it, Mrs. Durham. As soon as these flash Harrys came here, there'd be trouble. They don't know the meaning of common decency.
I'm sure that's not the case, Mr. Mundy.
Getting drunk and molesting young girls? I was for going straight to the police, but my wife said no. No, she said, you go and see Mrs. Durham of the Goodwill Committee. Goodwill, that's a laugh.
Your wife was quite right, Mr. Mundy. Look, please do sit down. Look, this is a horrible thing to have happened.
There's no getting away from that.
Mr. Mundy, this could do a lot of damage unless it's handled carefully.
Carefully?
I mean, before the police are brought into it, I think the Americans ought to be given a chance to handle it themselves.
How?
By finding the man and punishing him suitably. I'm sure you'll find they'll make every effort to preserve good relations between us.
That's what Mum said.
Oh, they look after their own, won't they? They won't do anything.
I'm sure you'll find, Mr. Mundy, that they regard this very seriously indeed. Well...
That's all of it. I'll go slam you, Nick. No sweat. Thanks, Bert.
But if I could just speak to somebody, surely that's not against any regulation.
What's up? What's the problem? Okay, Bannerman. Can I help a lady?
I just want to see somebody. Whoever's in charge.
Of the gatehouse, the base, or the Air Force?
Well, here. I heard you're taking on civilian workers, and I wondered if I might get a job. Part-time or anything.
You'd have to see the quartermaster.
Well, could I just speak to him for a minute?
You'll have to make an appointment.
Well, perhaps...
I'm sorry, lady. You'll have to write in first.
I see. Well, thank you.
Hello? I'd like to see the commanding officer, please.
I've just been telling this other lady, without an appointment, no can do.
Sergeant, would you kindly tell Colonel Kresnovitz that Dr. Durham is here?
Certainly, ma'am. Right away.
It is Mrs. Bilton, isn't it?
Yes.
And this is, no, don't tell me. William, isn't it?
Fancy you remembering.
Well, I delivered him. Hello, William. What big feet you've got. Got a girl, too, haven't you?
Yes.
How are they both?
Oh, they're fine. Quite a handful.
Something wrong?
Oh, no. Just, well, trying to get by on my husband's army allowance. I was hoping I might find a job here in the laundry or something.
You haven't been able to?
Might be a chance. It's going to take some time.
Well, I hope it works out for you.
Thank you, Mrs. Durham.
Bye, William.
They say you're to go right on in, ma'am.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Come in.
Morning, Major Kylie.
Dr. Durham.
This isn't a social call. I wanted to see the Colonel.
Oh, Rufus has gone to a conference at divisional headquarters. I'm holding the fort.
Yes, I know.
Can I help?
Well...
Well, that's all, Sergeant.
There's no delicate way of putting this. A girl in the village was assaulted last night.
Assaulted?
On her way home from the cinema.
One of our men?
Yes.
Was she actually?
No.
Please, sit down.
Thank you. It happened just outside her house. Her father was coming to look for her, and her brother was on his way home. They frightened the man off.
How is she now?
Very shaken up.
Have they been to the police?
Well, no, I spoke to the girl's father. Major, you and I and the Colonel, we all know how important it is to keep relations between our people and the base friendly. And this is just the sort of thing...
Foul things up.
Well, yes. I told him that I thought you would probably have ways of dealing with the matter yourself.
We certainly have, Dr. Durham. I'm grateful. Now, who is the man?
She doesn't know. She came home alone.
When he was waiting and jumped her?
Well, yes, yes.
Well, could they describe him? Anything distinctive?
Just the American uniform.
Does the girl remember anything?
She said she thought he was drunk.
Very likely. Badges of rank. Was he a GI, a non-com?
Major, it was pitch dark and it was very sudden. The point is that Mr. Mundy let his father is a very difficult man. He's just the...
He resents us?
Well, yes. Nobody wants him stirring up trouble, but I have to tell you that I think quite a lot of people might support him.
Including you, Dr. Durham? No, I take that back. What I mean is you naturally feel protective towards this girl. We have over 2,000 men in this base.
Yes, but it should be quite a simple matter to sort out who had passes that night.
And weed out the ones with alibis?
Well, yes.
Well, the others would have to be interrogated. You talk about resentment. I'm equally concerned about preventing it on our side.
Do you mean that you're just going to let this slide?
Well, no, like you, I want it settled quickly and with the least fuss, but we have to keep it in proportion.
Proportion?
Well, what actually took place? A girl was kissed unexpectedly by a GI who'd had a drink too many.
It was the merest chance. It wasn't a great deal worse.
Well, that's a supposition. Now, I'm not trying to minimize what happened, but like you, we would not like this to be seen as too important.
But it is important. Look, you say that I'm being protective about Letty. Aren't you being just a little protective about your men?
That's part of my job.
But, Major, I don't think you realize what an explosive situation this is.
If the man can be found, he'll be punished.
And when do you think that might be, Major?
Well, it's hard to say. After all, we are here primarily to fight a war.
I see. Well, thank you for being so frank with me, Major.
Dr. Durham, I'm genuinely grateful to you for giving us a chance to handle this. I hope you understand our position.
Oh, yes. I think you've made that very clear, Major.
You like chewing gum?
Don't know.
I got some chocolate. What do you say?
Thank you, mister.
This one yours, too?
Yes, that's Betty. I saw you at the camp, didn't I? Did she ask for that?
No, I gave it to her. Your husband's in the army, then, right?
Tank Corps, North Africa.
Rough. You out for a walk?
Oh, we live quite near. Over there.
You share that with your brother, you hear?
I want some action.
It's not so easy, Albert.
I see. So it's to be quietly ignored, is it?
Perhaps we could have a word in private.
You mind the shop. Letty upstairs.
Dad.
No, there's some things not fit for you to hear, my girl.
Off you go, love. Go on.
Are you telling me there's nothing to be done?
You must understand, the American authorities, being military, will look at this in a different light. For a start, it won't seem so urgent to them, as I pointed out to Mrs. Durham.
I'm not standing for that. I want charges brought.
We can't bring charges if we don't know who to charge. We'll have to leave it to them to identify the man.
I want an example made of him.
Have you thought what it would be like for your daughter? There'd be no clear proof, only suspicion.
What do you mean?
If the man denies it, the Air Force will defend him, and the onus will be on your daughter. They'll want to know things, like her moral background. Did she really lead him on, then change her mind at the last minute?
That's disgusting.
That's the way it is. She'd be on trial as much as the man. Now, do you want your daughter to go through that?
Letty's got nothing to be ashamed of.
That's not the point, Albert.
Albert, think what people would say.
Those Yanks are laughing. Call it off or we drag your family through the mud. Is that what they're saying?
It's nothing to do with them. I'm trying to warn you what it would be like.
Albert?
Yes, I know. Well, I'm not having my family put through that. Where there's dirt, some of it sticks. They've beaten us.
Lieutenant Wallace, you were seen with this girl, Letty, around 2300?
Yes, sir.
I take it you didn't see her home. Is that a negative, Lieutenant?
I did see her home, sir.
So what'd she do, go out again? What reason would she have?
Can I level with you, Major?
I think you'd better.
Anything I tell you is just between us, sir.
Look, I'm not making any deals. Now, what in the hell's name's been going on here?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain.
Come on, what is it?
Letty, she's a great girl. We get on swell. I mean, she's a lot of fun, yeah? But, her father and I...
I've heard about Mr. Mundy.
So, I took Letty home. We stood outside for a few minutes. We were just fooling around. I mean, she's real scared of her father. Anyway, she was kissing me goodnight, and the back door opened. She said, get going, I got.
And that's it?
That's it, sir.
Presumably the father saw you both, and she told him that... Where does the brother fit into this?
He was just waiting to go in with her.
Holy smoke. What a mess.
I'm prepared to go down and face her father and tell him the truth, if you'll come with me, Major.
Oh, thank you very much, Lieutenant. If he finds out about it, he'll have his son and daughter boiled for breakfast.
I feel very badly about this, sir.
You do?
Does this have anything to do with all the guys being confined to base?
Oh, comfort yourself, Lieutenant. It's only part of the reason. Now, you've got flight practice, and by God, you need it. Go to it.
Yes, sir.
And keep your mouth shut.
Oh, I won't say a word, sir.
Get the hell out.
More like old times, Jack?
No, more's the pity.
What do you mean?
Well, I might as well have stayed closed for all the business I've done today. Besides, what's lively with them about?
More fun.
I need a bunch of Yanks to have fun, love.
Says who?
Well, the lads and me, we'd give you a good time, Rosie.
Check your insurance.
Anyway, all confined to barracks, aren't they? And no wonder. That girl. If we find out which one it was, he'll not try it again.
Nobody's taken the law into their own hands.
Who'd stop us?
All that happened was a minor misdemeanor. Understand, Sergeant?
Whole town's talking about it.
And some folk have got nothing better to do.
Oh, come off it, Jack. We all know what those Yanks are like.
There's no smoke without fire.
If one of them stepped out of line, there's no reason to condemn them all.
Maybe not.
I don't want any rough stuff in this town. And if any U.S. personnel get hurt, I'll know where to look.
know, Skip.
What do you mean you don't know?
We've been flying around in circles for so long.
Mario, what's happening back there?
The radio's still acting up, Skip. I keep getting static.
Okay. Keep trying to call base.
Without radio, we'll need a visual fix.
I'm going down. Let's hope somebody down there sees us before we see them. Mario, stand by with the flare.
Okay, Skip.
In this cloud, the whole formation could be just below us.
You got a better idea?
Hello? Yes, hello, Major Kiley?
Yes. That affair we spoke of? We've located the man involved and carried out an investigation.
Oh, you have?
I just wanted to let you know.
I'm sorry, what?
I was going to say we're satisfied there was no malice intended and have dealt with the matter.
You've dealt with it? Yes. Ah. May I know how?
I'm sorry, disciplinary findings are classified. We're not at liberty to disclose them.
Major Kiley, I'm afraid that's not going to satisfy Mr. Mundy.
The Colonel will be writing to Mr. Mundy to express the apologies of the man involved and to tell him that all necessary action has been taken.
Major Kiley, I think... Look, I'm sorry, Major, but I think you really can't just brush the matter aside like...
Further investigation is needed. May I thank you for your cooperation?
Major.
Look, the river, and there's the railroad. They ought to come a little closer together. Yeah, just there.
Yeah, and there's the field.
I knew it.
We're going in. Keep your flak vest on when we report. All the others have already landed.
You're being blacked out. What you say again? The radio. I think it's working.
No, you telephone. Just grab the hard stand. Mario, give me the tower.
B-17, identify yourself.
It's about really easy, Captain Burwash. Some joker's taking a hard stand.
What's your group, Captain?
Oh, come on. 525th Market Weatherby.
Congratulations. That was a perfect landing, but this is the 93rd bomb group at Hardwick.
If you listen carefully, gentlemen, you can probably hear them laughing from here to Alconbury.
It was my decision to bring her down, sir.
And whose else would it be? You were flying the plane, were you not?
It was my mistake in identifying the field, sir.
You decided that your eyesight was more to be trusted than an itsy-bitsy gyromagnetic compass. Not only did you get separated from your squadron, but from the whole formation. Then you lose yourselves in the clouds. You had to land at a Liberator base. Damn it. Couldn't you see they were B-24s?
Not at first, sir.
Patience. I'm not gonna say any more. I can't even bear to look at you. I know that the exec has a word or two to add, but I'm not gonna stick around for that. Because my ears are too goddamn delicate.
As I suspected, a whitewash job.
Not necessarily. The Colonel does say disciplinary action has been taken and the man meant no harm.
When I think what was done to my girl.
Yes, it's not the most satisfactory result, I admit. But there's nothing more we can do. Or Mrs. Derham.
Nobody in this town will ever believe another word those people say. Let's go, Christopher. We got another one.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Nothing.
You'll have to tell them.
Dad?
People People are saying the most terrible things, Letty.
Nobody said anything about me.
It's not just you. What about the Yanks? You've heard what everyone's saying. They're not going to talk to them anymore. When they come back into town, I don't know what'll happen. Rows, fights, and all because of you. And what about Harvey? Don't you care what he thinks?
They're killing me. 4 days on my feet of that waistcoat.
Yeah, and the train's gonna continue. All because of that college boy, Harvey.
Can't blame him or the skipper. It was chicken soup up there.
Yeah.
It's just as well we can't get off the base. They told me Betty Grable was waiting for me at the gatehouse. I couldn't make it.
Oh, I couldn't make it. I just couldn't do anything when I got there. Jeez, I'll never forget the way those Liberator guys were standing around grinning at us.
Yeah. It was kind of funny, though.
Hiya, fellas. Heard you had a little detour. Did you get one of the pretty B-24s to show you the way home?
Oh, excuse me, Doctor. I thought you would want to know that Major Kiley is here.
Oh, outside?
He's gone to see Sergeant Coogan. There's also a Miss Mundy waiting.
Letty? You better show her in.
Relax, Coogan. You're not on parade. You look 100% better.
I feel it, sir.
Good. Listen, your buddies wanted you to know something. That FW you claimed has been confirmed by RAF reconnaissance, and the MEs are probable.
Hot dog.
That's just what I said. When you see your folks, you'll have something to tell them about.
My folks, sir?
They're being shipped back stateside.
I want to rejoin my squadron, sir.
I know, but there's no more flying for you. Not for a while, anyhow. You're one of the lucky ones, Sergeant. You're going home.
Yes, sir. I just didn't want my buddies to think I ran out on them.
Hey, nobody thinks that. The colonel's recommended you for a medal.
You're not kidding? No?
Your parents will be very proud.
Thanks, Major.
I didn't know Dad was going to make so much of it.
Have you any idea of the trouble you've caused?
Letty wanted to come and see you before, Mrs. Durham.
But why on earth didn't you? I really can't believe you can be so afraid of your own father. Would it help if I spoke to him?
No, please, no.
Wait here a moment. Oh, sister, would you tell Major would you ask Major Kiley if he'd mind coming to my office?
Oh, he's gone, Doctor. A few minutes ago.
What are you doing here?
Came to say hello.
I thought you were all confined to base.
We are.
Well, won't you get into trouble?
Not if nobody sees me climbing back over the fence.
Have they been giving you a hard time?
Just training, no missions.
You know, it's terrible, these things people have been saying in the village.
Yeah, well, I can understand it. I guess they don't like the idea of us here while your guys are away at the war. Some of them are just jealous. Glad to see me.
Of course.
What's up, Vi?
Oh, not here.
I just want to kiss you.
I told you before, I don't like being taken for granted.
If you're with somebody, it's not being taken for granted if he wants to kiss you.
Who said I was with you?
Oh, I get it. They're all the same. Overpaid, oversexed, over here.
I didn't say that.
No?
Look, it's just all these things people have been saying.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get back.
Will I see you again?
Sure. Next time they let us off base. I'll be around.
Take care.
I'm gonna miss you. Told them I didn't want to go to another hospital.
Means you're getting better.
Yeah. In a few weeks, they're gonna ship me back to the States. It's a long way.
Yes, it is.
Anne, if I wrote you, would you write back?
If you wrote to me. But you'll have lots to do. You'll be at home with all your family and friends. Not your girl.
I don't have a girl. I never did. My mom would be tickled pink if I... Could I tell her you're my girl?
If you want to.
I sure want to.
Why didn't you say something, Major?
Dr. Durham.
About Letty.
No actual harm had been done. That poor kid could have only gotten more flack from her father.
But you must have known that we would think you were covering up for your own men.
We may not be fine English gentlemen, but we like to think our hearts are in the right place.
That makes me feel even worse.
No reason to put yourself down. You weren't the only one who believed him.
Yes, but I...
Please.
Confession is good for the soul, Major. So they say. I went straight from here to the police. I talked of resigning from the Goodwill Committee. Of course, Mr. Mundy exaggerated, but I have been greatly to blame for all the unpleasantness.
There'd have been unpleasantness in any case. We've come late into a war you've been fighting for 3 years, and our boys are a little too brash, a little too different. And they don't take no from your girls too easily.
No.
It'll blow over. Let's just hope it'll help create a little more tolerance between us all. A little more understanding for the future.
I think you'll find that most of the village is more than anxious to make up for its narrow-mindedness.
I think the two of us could do a lot.
How?
What would be better than if you drove into town with me and had a drink? Just to let people see us together.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's possible, Major.
Why not?
Look, I just came to apologize. I didn't come to waste your time.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, I assure you I could, Major. You have a war to fight. Remember?